Addicts, what is Harley Davidson doing? They just released their 2024 lineup, and it's like I've seen it before, but it was not at a Harley dealership. Have they succumbed to the pressure so much that they're losing their identity? Well, that's what today's video is all about. We're discussing the new lineup for the 2024 Harley Davidson motorcycles. Addicts, it's no secret that I'm in the market for a new motorcycle. In fact, I held off on purchasing a 2023 because I heard about all the changes that were coming to the new 2024s. So I had to wait till they released them. Well, let's just say that took place about 6 weeks ago, and I needed some serious time to think about what I was seeing. So here are my first public comments about the 2024 Harley Davidson lineup. I'm actually going to start with a question. Has Harley decided to give up the identity it spent 120 years building? I think it's a fair question if you look at the models, specifically the fairing designs that they recently released. While you're thinking about how to answer that question, I thought I'd go over some public statements or commentary that I found on the internet about the new design. So this is how it reads. Harley Davidson, a legendary name in the motorcycle industry, has always been about pushing boundaries while respecting its heritage. The 2024 lineup is no exception. That, I'm not so sure is true. It continues, let's start with the iconic Harley Davidson Street Glide. For 2024, Harley has really upped the ante. The new Street Glide maintains its classic style, but with some significant enhancements. The most notable change, the fairing. Unlike the 2023 model, the 2024 Street Glide sports a sleeker, more aerodynamic batwing fairing that not only improves wind resistance, but also gives the bike a more aggressive look. More importantly, with its new engine calibration, the Street Glide offers a more refined ride compared to its competitor, the Indian Chieftain, especially noticeable during highway cruising. All right, they're right, the fairing, completely and totally different, and I don't know that it's for the better. It looks just like the Indian Chieftain, except for it's got two strips of lights running on the left side and the right side of the fairing. I don't know that I like it. It's kind of a smashed in look. Now you're talking to a guy who owns my Harley is the 2018 Street Glide Special. It's actually the anniversary edition. I call it blue. I love it. I felt like that was the way Harley looked. This new fairing, I'm not so sure. It doesn't feel like Harley. It feels like Indian. Continuing with the public comments, let's move on to the Road Glide Special, which is the model I'm looking to purchase this year. Here's the public commentary. Next up, the Road Glide. For those unfamiliar, the Road Glide is often compared to the Indian Challenger. Both bikes are known for their touring capabilities and distinctive front fairings. The Road Glide shark nose fairing is a signature feature, and in 2024, it's more streamlined than ever, offering less wind resistance and better stability at high speeds. Probably true. It's totally different, and it looks a lot like the Indian. I guess the difference would be, if you really look at the headlights, you're going to see that rather than just this boxy look up front, it does look like it has a little bit of a sleeker design that's going to give you less wind friction, probably helps with the buffeting. And then the other thing it does that I noticed is the lights do, like the Street Glide, it has a little bit of a tail on it, if you will. It goes back towards the rider. Now it's much less significant on the Road Glide, and I'm okay with that. I actually kind of like it. The Street Glide, I can't stand those lights. Those have got to go away. So now continuing with the Road Glide, it says, in contrast, the Challenger sticks to its guns with a fixed fairing. It's a classic design, but Harley's new approach might attract riders looking for that extra bit of performance. Now, they don't go into much detail, but I believe that has to do with the engine. I noticed that from a pricing perspective, Harley Davidson has dropped their pricing lower than an Indian. If you look at comparable models, which would be the basic Challenger, you don't get the Elite, you can't get the Dark Horse, you just have to get the Challenger. That motor is actually, or that price point is actually the same, if not very close to Harley, but its motor is much smaller, the torque is much better on the Harley, and there's all these new tech features that the Indian doesn't have. And I think this is where Harley went right. Okay, this, I think they are sticking with their heritage. I believe they are trying to stick to their roots and make their motorcycles better, but that's using technology, not so much in their styling. I have heard that the smartphone integration really only applies to Apple CarPlay. One of the salesmen at the dealerships I visited recently said that Android Auto is really going away. So you'll have to look into that. That's what I've heard. I can't confirm that's 100% true, but the salesman sounded pretty legit when he was telling me all this stuff. So it sounds like Android Auto is a thing of the past. Now, the other thing is, Harley has really caught up, if not surpassed, the Chieftain when it comes to the tech. And a lot of that tech lies in the safety features. The first component I want to hit is the traction control system. It's not just any traction control system. The system is sensitive to both lean angle and acceleration. What it does mean for riders is better grip during cornering and reduced risk of slipping on wet or uneven surfaces. That's a game changer for me. Anybody who's rode with me knows those uneven surfaces, not my best friend. The other thing is they've got the drag torque slip control system, or the DSCS. So what this is, it's crucial for maintaining stability during downshifting on slippery surfaces. So when you're coming up on a car in the rain and you're downshifting, it prevents your wheel from locking up so that you don't slide or lose your balance into the vehicle ahead of you. Now, I'm just saying you probably should ride a little bit more safe than that, but knowing you have it is a game changer for those who want to return home safely. Another component I wanted to talk about was the advanced ABS system. Now, it's easy to get this, I want to say, mixed up with the TCS, the traction control system, but really the two work together to ensure the safety of the rider. So what happens, it's not your standard ABS. It's designed to work optimally even when the bike is leaning into turns, and it ensures that you have maximum stopping power without the risk of skidding, no matter how sharp the curve is. And I think what's amazing is Harley has taken all of the things that used to only be found on the CVO, the technologies specifically, and now they're on the base models. So you don't have to pay the $50,000 to get the safety features. Those safety features are on their base model. And that's the reason I'm going to buy a 2024 Road Glide. So I don't know when it's going to be, but stay tuned. I'm going to buy one as soon as Mrs. Boss Hog lets me, and I'll definitely unveil on my YouTube channel. Addicts, I don't know what your thoughts are about Harley's 2024 lineup, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Take a minute to comment below. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like, what your favorite colors are. I'm going to go with the sharkskin blue. I just think that's slick. You get a shark with sharkskin blue. Like, that's tough to beat. You know what? The one thing I haven't said yet, the one thing I don't like, and the one thing I wish that I could get, I love stretched saddlebags. And apparently that is not an option on any of the models. Addicts, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked my take on Harley Davidson's motorcycles. I hope you can join us next time. And until then, live life at 100 miles per hour.